So my name is Hugo, and this is
I'm Antoine.
Antoine. We are the co-hosts of our podcast.
hmm
I'm just gonna explain what we do. So we have I have my own show. Antoine has his own show in French and in English. So we interview like entrepreneurs, influencers, and artists, like anybody that's doing like great stuff. And
hmm
I saw your profile, and it's very interesting. So let's talk about yourself, just to have something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, started Instagram like 2 years ago,
Okay.
pretty much just for fun, just to teach my friends how to like dress up.
Okay.
Eventually, I got hired in um, a custom-made like suit store.
Okay.
So I started like working with custom suits more, and eventually like it kind of blew up, and I started wearing suits more often. It's really fun.
hmm
But since I don't work there anymore, I don't have any reason to wear suits, but I still wear them because I love them.
Yeah,
So that's pretty much it.
you know what they say, the clothes make the man, no? So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, exactly. So not right. So you have your own company, that's it? You have your own
It's not my own company. It's more like a blogging, my own website.
okay. So what did you decide to start your own blogging? Like why?
Well, I mean, it's just simply because my friends asked me to like teach them how to dress up, and instead of just teaching every single one of them,
Okay.
some of them recommended me, why don't you just write about it so people can read and then learn about the stuff. So I was like, yeah, why not? So I started my own website
Yeah.
and I started writing.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's talk about Instagram. So when did you start posting stuff on Instagram? How do you become like this big of an influencer? Like, did it take some
Uh,
time? Did it take
yeah,
some?
it took a lot of time. It took
Yeah.
a lot of time, dedication.
Yeah.
Um, just basically I just started posting pictures of my outfits on
Okay.
Instagram. We didn't see my face, so we just like a basic outfit from like here to like the waist down.
Okay.
And from there, I just basically started posting. I went on a photo shoot with a friend,
Okay.
and then the picture kind of blew up because
Oh yeah.
people saw my face. And I was
Okay.
like, you know what? I should probably post more pictures of my face and not simply my outfit. So that's
Okay.
how like my Instagram went from like here to like here.
Oh wow. So when you start posting pictures about yourself, then your Instagram just blow up. So, like you went
Well,
to
it didn't blow up per se, but it
yeah.
was more like a lot of people put more attention to it because it was like, oh, I know that guy.
Okay.
Because I know a lot of people in Montreal, so it's like kind of a lot of people just start following me.
Yeah.
But and then eventually it's just a constant like posting, and eventually you get to a point where like I'm here right where I am right now.
Okay. Cool. And where are you from? Where did you come from? Are you from Montreal, born in Quebec, or are
Yeah,
you from?
I
Yeah.
was born and raised in Montreal,
Yeah.
and but my parents are from Vietnam.
Cool. So I think Antoine have some question about what do you want to ask him about the storytelling? Maybe do you have like a
Yeah.
storytelling?
What are your storytelling or content hacks that you use on a daily basis? Well, I mean, for me, the most important thing is to make yourself like very relatable, so people don't look at you as like another figure on the internet that is just I'm popular, I know it, and I'm a post about it. So a lot of content, a lot of people they post content of them going to the beach,
Yeah.
yeah, and then they're like chilling on the beach. You see water that is blue. They're just like making people envy their life. And
Yeah.
for me, it's more like, hey, I'm just a regular guy. I'm posting pictures on the internet. And that's why if you look at my content, it's a lot of like very professional content shot.
Yeah.
But as you look down on the caption, it's like the stupidest thing out there because that's how I am in real life. I'm a very laid back person. I'm very relaxed. I don't
Okay.
like to be that serious. So it kind of make people like understand. So I use my caption and my stories to kind of make people relate to me instead of just posting content and be serious 24/7.
So just to let you know, we are recording this call, so we're gonna put it on our show. So this is gonna be the podcast. Usually,
Oh, perfect.
we go to interview people in real to the office or
hmm
they come here, but with time and everything, so we do
Yeah.
it like a call like this. So this is gonna be the podcast,
Yeah,
and
no worries.
yeah, cool. And I want to talk about, so now you're like a big influencer. You have like 8,000 followers. So what is your responsibility as an influencer? Like, what do you want to give to people? Like, you don't want to show up. What do you want to give? Like, what do you want to give to them?
The funny thing is like I don't consider myself too much as an influencer.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know that term gets thrown around left and right, this influencer, that influencer.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I feel that term is similar to like if you look at a lot of big movements around there.
Yeah.
When you take a movement and you add a lot of bad seed into it, you just get a bad rap.
Okay.
And I feel like influencers nowadays have a very bad rap of being people who just leeches on for free stuff.
Okay.
And you'll see a lot of companies deal with those kind of people where the influencer will not post something if they don't get free merchandise, or they will not go to an event if they don't get free food, free drinks.
Yeah.
So in a way, for me, I'm just considering myself as a blogger. I blog about menswear, I blog about stuff like that. My goal is just to teach people how to dress up. If they want some help, I will
Yeah.
teach them.
Okay.
If they don't need my help, I'm not gonna shove it down their throat. But that's the thing. I feel like most influencers nowadays are too stuck up on I want to get free stuff that they
Yeah.
forget where they come from.
So the companies start like reach out to you on Instagram. They send you message. Did you accept them sometimes, or like what are your conditions? Did you say I'm doing this like you don't want free stuff? Like what are
Well, for me, it's more like for me, it's definitely because I'm doing this very often. It's almost considered as like a part-time job.
okay?
I do expect people like monetary compensation when I post.
Yeah.
And other than that, it's more like I've turned down a lot of companies that I've turned down a lot of companies that that gave me products that did not match my personality.
Okay.
So I'm a very classic guy. I like classic menswear. So a lot of companies would approach me with like funky ties, funky suspenders,
Yeah.
like a lot of accessories, like wood accessories, metal accessories.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't wear that. I don't want to promote that because I'm very like classic. And I think that's a distinction that a lot of people eventually like. That's the thing with like a lot of people kind of forget, is that eventually once there's a lot of money on the table or free
Yeah.
stuff on the table, they like give up where they are and they will take anything for money.
So Antoine, do you have any question about that? The values of an influencer, like
So other than menswear, what do you do? Do you have like a value ladder where people can eventually maybe have coaching with you on what suit to wear
Yeah.
and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean like as a menswear blogger, I usually just I like to teach people, but if a lot of people they send me DMs, they would be like, "Hey, I have this shirt I want to wear with. What can I wear this with?" And I would scroll down their feed and I would say, "Hey,
okay.
you have these beige pants, you can wear them with." I
Okay.
do give out advice. Like I've always wanted to be like a personal stylist. I was a personal stylist and a measurement specialist at the suit store I work at.
Yeah.
But just teaching people how to do stuff is like my passion. I love teaching people.
Okay.
That's why eventually I'm actually starting now to like make YouTube videos, and it's not up yet, but I'm starting to like make videos to teach people about photography, social media, menswear, and everything that people ask me, just
Mm-hmm.
to kind of share it to the world.
Okay, that's great. Wow. So I also see on your profile that you are a chicken nuggets enthusiast. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
the chicken nuggets. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's actually a funny thing. I do like chicken nuggets a lot. I've been eating it from
Okay.
McDonald's since I was a kid.
Okay.
I remember when I was at a few thousand followers, I made that joke once,
Yeah.
and then just for fun, I made it a second time, and then it
Okay.
catched on to people. And when I went to events, people said, "Oh, you're the chicken nugget guy that's in a suit all the time, right?"
Oh
And I
yeah.
knew my identity was stuck to chicken nuggets.
Okay.
So since my identity was stuck to that, might as well just run into the wall as hard as I can. So now I just embraced the joke,
Yeah.
made fun of it. Like I'm a very like self-aware person. Like I do
Okay.
like to make a lot of self-deprecating jokes. and I like to make fun of myself just because it's relatable. Because everyone, when they're sad, they're gonna make fun of something. You know, it's a way, it's a coping mechanism. So for me
Yeah.
to make fun of myself for
Mhm.
liking chicken nuggets, it's more like, think of it as when there's a famous person that will
Yeah.
say something, and people will constantly blast that person for saying that.
Yeah, I
For
know.
me,
I know.
instead of like receiving that end, I will make fun of myself too, so that people know, oh, this guy's very self-aware that he likes chicken nuggets.
Yeah,
So it's a running joke on
that's
my
how
on my Instagram.
yeah, that's how you differentiate yourself from other people too. You're very
Yeah,
open,
exactly.
very funny. That's great. So before we end the podcast, I just want to ask you like a question. If somebody want to start like somebody wants to become an influencer, what would be the greatest advice you would give to them? Like what would the like my in your opinion, in your experience and out until now, like
For me, like, one advice I really give to someone is that if you want to like take Instagram
yeah,
to another level and be like proficient at it, the
mm-hmm.
first thing you have to acknowledge is that one, it is a very lonely road.
Okay,
Um, you will realize that not everyone likes Instagram as much as you do,
okay,
and that that first period of time where you decide to be on Instagram, you will have nobody to turn to like ask for advice. And in that moment, you have to find people that will shoot your pictures, that will help you discuss about Instagram, that will just hang out with you.
yeah,
Once you find that circle of people, you just create content, you go out with people, you shoot.
yeah,
Eventually, if your content is good enough, and it's just to market yourself in a way that you want people to see you and that you see yourself as, um, companies will come. A lot of companies will see your pictures, be like, I like the way this person shoots his picture. Hey, here's this product.
yeah,
And once you get that first free product endorsement, everything rolls from there. It's just a matter of like starting, because a
yeah,
lot of people just say, I'm not sure, I don't know where to start. Just
yeah.
start.
Okay,
Your content will suck at first.
yeah,
If you're
yeah,
lucky, your content will be good, but trust me, like, it's really hard to know what you like when you first post a picture, but eventually as you go on, you
yeah.
will know what you're doing.
Well,
But
that's
that's just my advice.
yeah.
um,
Go ahead.
Start, just start, and eventually just keep running down the road. Don't give up. It's a really hard world.
Yeah.
Instagram algorithm is like super hard on like creators nowadays, but as you go on, you will meet people that will love the same thing as you do.
Cool.
I have one final question. So,
Yeah.
with that being said, what is your opinion on Montreal influencers? For example, there are a lot of influencers in Montreal, but it's very rare that they will go the extra mile to go worldwide, basically. Because some of them say, oh, I'm really influential in Montreal, but when you ask them if they're influential outside of Montreal, nobody really knows them. So what is your opinion on that?
Mm-hmm.
I've hung out with a lot of influencers in Montreal at parties, at like events.
Yeah.
The only thing I kind of dislike about it is that they all already created their own clique already.
That's what
So
I thought, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
every time you went to an event and you would see a Montreal influencers, you would see 4 of their friends and they would drink together in a corner and not talk to anyone.
Yeah.
That's the only problem I have with them. But
Uh,
other than that, a lot of them are very nice.
okay.
I know a lot of, I'm pretty close to some of the more Anglophone peoples, not the Francophone,
Yeah.
but a lot of them are willing to take some questions and give their advice to people. But I think the question is that I think they're so comfortable in Montreal that they don't think of expanding.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they got like a limited belief or something that they think they're already like where they should be and that's it, or
I think it's because they're comfortable where they are, and it's very hard for Montreal people to like expand out,
okay.
because especially for the French people, their
Yeah.
market is here. For the
Yeah.
English people, our market is, we can aim for the US or
Yes.
Toronto, Europe, and actually a lot of my followers are from Europe and the
Mhm.
United States.
Okay.
But I think it's just the companies itself. You have to reach out for the company. You have to reach out to international companies. It's very rare that an international company will come to you unless they're already known or managed by a Montreal agency. But
Okay, I got a follow-up question. So do you think it's best to start being an influencer in your own city, or is it just best to go worldwide right away? Because we have our hands like we have like basically the smartphone at our fingertips, which can just spread mass awareness. So what is your take on either staying local or just going global?
Definitely start with local.
Okay.
The reason why companies come up to you is because you have a circle of, you have an audience that is local. But if you try to go international, you're kind of competing with like millions of people that are on Instagram. While if you're local and you're pretty big, you already have that audience that is around you, and so that people, companies, when they contact you, they say, I want to message this person because this person has a huge hand on the Montreal market.
Okay.
Once you get that company that message you, you just write on you can make yourself a media kit, and you said, I've worked with, for example, for me, I've worked with Coach, I've worked with Hugo Boss, Armani, and other companies, and having that big portfolio, eventually other companies will say, this guy has the Montreal market and he has other markets too, and eventually, like, it's gonna grow.
Yeah. So you have to
start local first.
So you have to own your local place, and then you can go and see.
Exactly.
Okay, good.
Because like for me, I kind of think about it backwards because I'm an entrepreneur myself, and I do storytelling, copywriting for clients. I only have like a handful of clients from Montreal, and the rest are from all over the world, like Europe, USA, California, Florida. So I don't really like limit myself to say I need to be famous in my city. Well, if no one's paying attention to my city, I'm just going to go and get people elsewhere where people are more dedicated, or the awareness is more for them than for my local community per se.
Yeah.
But that's the thing about your business too, is since it's a business, it's a lot of like, if nothing works here, I have to bring it somewhere. Yeah. For like an influencer, it's more like, I will try to grow here, but again, it's like a question of like survivability. If you can't take the market here, always better to go in another market. I know a lot of friends that would rather go to Toronto, and they're actually more famous in Toronto. Yeah. And I actually have a friend that's more famous in China than in.
Oh yeah.
But you're talking about them actually. You're talking about them actually moving to a location to gain credibility. Am I right?
No, they're actually living here. They used to live back then there, but they came here. Okay. But since they have their fan base back then, that's back in China or back in Toronto or stuff like that.
Okay, good.
Okay, cool.
So where can people join you? Which are you? Of course, Instagram. But what is the links and everything where people can join you?
Well, I mean, I have pretty much. I'm only on Instagram nowadays. My Facebook's pretty much for like personal use. Okay. But Instagram, I'm eventually gonna put up my YouTube link on my bio so that people can watch my video. But if anyone has any questions, I'm pretty much free on Instagram. Just DM me. I try to answer all my messages.
So what's your Instagram?
My name? Instagram is at DapperCards. So it's DAPPER_CARDS.
Cool.
And hopefully I'll see some of you guys, some messages on there.
We're gonna put the links on the video after we're gonna put it on Facebook and on YouTube. So we are with Dany Dao, and it was a pleasure to having on our show, The Road to the IPO, Tech, and the Antoine and I show. Thank you very much, Dany.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
All right, cheers.